Hey, so right now I'm walking along the outer wall of Sacsaywamán, having walked a long and painfully vertical distance to get here, and I'm completely out of breath. But anyway, this is Sacsaywamán, which some historians will tell you that it was a temple of the sun, and others will tell you that it was a fortress, a stronghold. And either way, it was ultimately used as a stronghold by Manco Inca when he put his forces here to lay siege to Cusco after the Spanish had taken it over. But you can see what I'm pointing at here, the stonework. None of this uses mortar, and they're all fitted together perfectly. You can't fit a feather through any of those cracks. It's ridiculous. Alright, more when I get to a higher vantage. Okay, so over there you can see kind of what's turning into the silhouette of the fortress Sacsaywamán. And the more you read about it, the kind of more ridiculous it gets. Well, I guess not ridiculous, I don't really know. But there's a theory out there that the whole thing was shaped like a puma, and you can tell because of the stones, the direction the stones are. They're jagged in directions, and that way you can tell that it was in the shape of a puma. But either way, and we have accounts. We have accounts of it being used as a temple of the sun, a temple for sacrifice, and they'd house people there to be sacrificed in consecutive days. But it was also used. Okay, the story goes like this: the Spanish took over Cusco, which you can see down there, kind of. They took over Cusco and sort of forced Manco Inca, who was the leader at the time, into a life of more or less humiliation, constant humiliation, and to the point where he actually took, one day he was just like, okay, I'm going to leave the town and bring you back a giant gold statue. And the Spanish were like, oh, okay, that sounds great. So he went away and ended up not bringing back a giant gold statue. He ended up, in fact, amassing a force of between 100,000 and 200,000 Incan warriors. We're not entirely sure. And he amassed them right here at Sacsaywamán. At which point he started laying siege to Cusco, and was actually surprisingly successful in the first, few days, to the point where Juan Pizarro, Fernando Pizarro's brother, actually got together a force and laid siege to Sacsaywamán. And he died in the attempt, but they ended up winning Sacsaywamán. Manco Inca retreated to Ollantaytambo, and that was the siege of Cusco. Actually, there were two sieges of Cusco. The second one was when Manco Inca actually came back from Ollantaytambo, but that was even less successful than the first time. And yeah, that's kind of the story. So what really perturbs me is how you could even get warriors up here, because there's no air. And I swear to God, an hour-long walk up this way, I almost died. But yeah, I'm gonna snap a few pictures. I'll check in later.